All right, everybody, welcome back to SJG Perspective. What I'm doing tonight is I'm recording some videos live. It's going to be live just like it was in a live stream. I'm not going back. I'm not editing. I'm not doing anything. If this is the first time here to my channel, I'm talking really fast because I already did this video once and it didn't record. So now I'm trying to get back through it. Okay. Please like and subscribe. No, I'm not on methamphetamines. And also follow me on BitChute, follow me on DLive, and follow me on Parler. SJG Perspective, all of them. Check them out. Hit the like button. You'll appreciate it. And so will I. Okay, so this video I'm going to do right now is, for the second time, is after the pro-Second Amendment rally in Virginia, Democrats killed pro-gun legislation and advanced red flag confiscation. So basically, what the gist of this is, and maybe I'll read a little bit of it here too, but I urge you guys, I'll try to remember to leave this link in the bottom of the description so you can go read the article for yourself. Basically, Ralph Northam has decided, and his legislators have decided to not only back down or rethink their position when it came to their authoritarian draconian gun laws that they are doing in Virginia. They've decided to double down on them and say, okay, we are not only are we not backing down, we're going full-fledged forward with red flag confiscation laws, and with we're going to kill all the pro-gun common sense, good logical common sense gun legislation that the Republicans put into the office, simply because I think they just want to start a fight. The whole thing was built up in the media with all these right-wing militia, alt-right, neo-Nazi, crazy gun-loving fanatics. We're coming to Virginia and we're going to start a good old-fashioned, Western gunfight. And it went off without a hitch. It was actually bipartisan. It was biracial. There was a ton of support. 22,000 people showed up, and not a single bullet was shot. Not a single fight happened. Not a single protest, like violent protests happened. It went off flawlessly. And so old Blackface Northam thinks, wow, that didn't work. That didn't get the desired result I wanted to get everybody pissed off and mad. So, man, we got to go balls deep on this one. We're not going to back up, right? We're not going to slow down. We're going to just push a little harder. So basically on the article, what it says is, a day after the pro-gun rally in Richmond, Virginia, Democrats are quickly moving their anti-gun agenda forward. First, they started killing off the pro-gun legislation. Some of these bills included proposals to make it easier to carry guns in places such as worship, churches, bring your constitutional carry to Virginia, meaning you don't need a concealed weapons permit. It's constitutional carry. Limit gun-free zones, because the gun-free zones never saved a person's life in ever. And strengthen mandatory sentences for crimes involving guns. So basically, what he was these laws that they killed was basically saying, hey, if you bring a gun, you can bring a gun to church, because good people don't kill bad people. Good people don't hurt other good people with their guns. They have them on them, and a gun is never going to autonomously pull itself out of its holster, levitate, and start shooting people, right? We saw what happened in Texas, where the hero stepped up when that bad piece of crap brought his gun to the church and started to try to mow down some people. He shot that guy within 5 seconds and dropped him like a sack of potatoes. We understand the fact most people with common sense and any kind of logic at all that aren't being pushed by the agenda from the left agenda that guns are bad, we need to get them out, they kill too many people, gun violence is terrible, when gun violence is not the number one killer of people in America by a long shot. There's many more things that are above that in deaths every year. So it isn't about the guns, guys, or it isn't about the violence. It's about the fact that the left wants to have its authoritarian way in the way we think and where we go and what we do, and they don't want guns getting in the way. So we got to demonize the guns and get the guns out of the hands of people so that we can do to those people whatever we want. That is why they want to get rid of our guns, not because they give a crap about lives. They don't give a... Ralph Northam gives a crap about lives. He says we can abort, you can have a baby and we will make it comfortable on the table still alive, and then decide with the mom if we're going to kill it or not. And you want to tell me he cares about gun violence and he cares about unnecessary death? Give me a break. This is an absolute capitulation and a virtue signal to the left because he got caught wearing blackface, right? He got caught wearing blackface. So now all of a sudden he wants to say, wait, you can't be mad at me. I believe in killing babies even after they're born, and I want to take your guns from you. I think we should take all guns away. And then the left's like, okay, you get a pass on the blackface. We'll give you a pass for posing with the KKK guy in the hood, right? And your blackface. Well, yeah, you get a pass on that. That's really what's going on here. But regardless, let me tell you some of these things they literally are trying to kill. I'm looking down here at the time. Several Republicans cited Jack Wilson's heroic, we talked about that, right? The guy who killed Jack Wilson, the guy who stopped that bad piece of crap in Texas. The gun-free zone reform bill would have made it easier for victims of mass shootings to sue localities that have established gun-free zones, right? And then didn't keep them safe, because there's never been a gun-free zone or a law in the world that has stopped a bad guy from using a gun to do bad things. Laws don't stop them. Speaking of laws, you guys can read this article. I've read it now 2 or 3 times, so I'll just kind of quote it to you. They wanted to make it, they wanted to increase the amount of time if a felon or, somebody illegally that wasn't allowed to have a gun, like a felon, gets caught with a gun, the amount of time mandatory prison sentences they got, from like the first offense from 2 years to 5 years, second offense from like 5 years to 10 years. And they killed that. The Democrats killed that. Well, that's not fair. We don't actually want to punish the bad people that use the guns to kill people with, that use the guns for violence, that use the guns illegally. We don't really want to make them scared and really punish them and make them worried that if they get caught with a gun, they're going away for a damn long time. So we're going to kill that bill. That seems a little harsh to us, right? That seems a little harsh. Taking guns from law-abiding citizens, that's okay. That's fine. Because, that fits our agenda, and those are crazy alt-righters that we don't like. Those people that believe in the Constitution, right? The Constitution and the right to defend themselves and their family. The law-abiding citizens, we don't want them having guns, but it is way too harsh to tell a criminal that violates the law, a felon, by having a gun, that he is going to have to spend a substantial extra amount of time in jail, mandatory, if they do that. They killed that bill because they care so much about life. He said the challenge incumbent Democrat, says John McGuire, who is vying for the GOP nomination to challenge incumbent Democrat Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger, sponsored constitutional carry legislation. This means the bill would eliminate the requirement for Virginians to get a permit to carry a concealed weapon. That's such a great idea. I think everybody should be mandated to carry a gun unless you can give a specific objection why you don't want to have a gun in your house and or on your person. I think if they did that, the gun violence would drop dramatically because bad people would be stopped much quicker. Again, we saw in Texas what happened. Now, yes, that guy was a range instructor and so on and so forth, but people who'd start using guns would start to understand they're pretty fun to go shoot, right? And if you can get even a modicum of, practice on your gun and a modicum of ability with your gun, you're at a better odds to defend yourself or someone else than you are if you don't have one at all. So they wanted to drop that whole dealio. So they stopped that. But then they went on to say the Democratic-controlled Senate preliminarily greenlit the red flag law, SB 240, would establish a process for attorneys and law enforcement to file gun confiscation orders against persons they believe pose a substantial risk of injury to themselves or others. This move came after the 22,000 protesters came to board. Now, on the surface, a red flag law to just somebody without diving into that can say, well, that makes sense, man. If you got a crazy person, you don't want him having a gun. I agree. Nobody wants crazy people with guns. And if you are you have psychological issues and you're deeply flawed psychologically, or you're showing some really flagrant signs, I can see you taking guns away from some of those people, right? That kind of makes sense to me. The problem with red flag laws is that there is no really set process. How do you get on that list? How do you get off of that list? How crazy do you have to be? What do you have to, is it if you just say just the wrong thing, you could get put on that list and then you get your guns taken away? Then how do you get back off that list? All of these things it's such a slippery slope that's why I oppose the red flag laws, right? They ultimately are a step in the the direction to confiscate your guns and to take away your gun rights. And that's why they're so messed up. What blows me away as I finish up this video, 10 minutes, 12 minutes long, is the fact again that Ralph Blackface Snortham has actually taken it, not backed up and said, okay, we heard the will of the people. We saw this resolve. Maybe we're a little harsh. Let's rethink some of these things. He's dug in and doubled down on it. And he said, nope, we're going to red flag you, and we're going to kill all these common sense, make a lot of great sense pro gun legislation. We don't like that, because I need to capitulate and make up for my sins of wearing blackface and putting my arm around somebody in a KKK hood. I need to make up for that. So in order to do that, I'm going to jump balls deep into the leftist agenda to take good people's guns away, because then they won't get mad at me that I had blackface on. Makes perfect sense. All right, guys, my next video is going to go a little deeper off of this issue, which the next step is that Ralph wants to also now make it illegal. You stick around and listen to this. He wants to make it illegal for you to criticize government officials in Virginia, and that you could actually have criminal action brought against you if you criticize, make fun of government officials. You now could be under you could have legal ramifications for that. The Second Amendment, as Dave Chappelle said, is there in case the First Amendment doesn't work out. And now he wants to take away the second so they can do whatever they want with the first. So check that next article up. I don't know if I'm going to put it up tonight or tomorrow, so be looking for it. But until next time, it's SJG Perspective. I had to go through this one quicker because it's the second time I did it. And so little mistakes, whatever, faux pas, you me what I know. It's all good. I appreciate all the support. And so come back again. This video, I'm not editing this either. I probably should edit this because I'm totally effing up right now. Anyways, I'm not going to. So just appreciate the support. Thank you guys for watching SJG Perspective. Like, share, and come back again. Without fear or animus, we will talk to you later. Have a good night. Bye.